Although money is an essential part of our lives, we shouldn't be enslaved to it, but rather understand its value. Before we go to the video, it's far more important to understand what an asset is. Assets are anything that people own. They are resources, either tangible or intangible, that will be converted into cash or revenue. With that in mind, here are the top 10 assets that are making people rich. Number 10, content information for books, songs, and digital courses. Now that Christmas is coming, have you ever wondered how much Mariah Carey makes every single year for her hit song, All I Want for Christmas? This is the best example of this type of asset. It only takes one book to sell 1 million copies. You can make the same with digital course, a song, or any other digital product. By distributing and generating such assets, you can not only increase the value of the company, but also become very wealthy. Having developed your product, it's now up to you to make it and get it in the hands of as many people as possible. With music, it's even more interesting, since you can literally be set for life after you get it right the first time. With that, Mariah Carey makes around $500,000 every year. One best example for this is also PSY for his greatest hit, Gangnam Style. He has made over $10 million after he distributed it on YouTube and iTunes. Number 9, people. I'm sure you've heard of me, right? People are also an asset. There are very few people who don't understand that companies don't actually exist. A company is merely an image created that if approved by the state. Who comes up with the names of the companies, ideas, and innovations that occur under the imaginary umbrella? It's the people who are responsible for this. With the ideas, one person can advance an entire company. We can look at what happened when Steve Jobs was replaced by the former Pepsi CEO, which almost bankrupted what is probably the most popular technology today. To learn more about the Apple, you can find out that Johnny Ive, their lead product designer, developed the products that millions of people are using today. Some companies have acquired startups so they could bring their people in. Acqui-hire is actually a term used to describe this. It is ideal to have no irreplaceable personnel at your company for this reason. But if some people are more difficult to replace, then you have more valuable assets. Therefore, be sure to tell them you appreciate them. You become rich if you choose the right people. A company is an empire based of its people. Number 8, brand and goodwill. Although the two companies are slightly different, they are both extremely valuable to business. As a brand, a company leaves a footprint in the minds of its customers, reflecting on its stand and how they present themselves. Goodwill is a degree of which people feel emotionally connected to a brand. A brand is something that is owned. It is what a company is putting out there to project a certain image and itself. Generally, goodwill is determined by how well an organization treats its customers, by how well it impacts the community, and by how grateful people are to the organization. The ability to cultivate a scale goodwill is extremely hard. However, people will literally save companies from bankruptcy if they have goodwill for them. A good example of branding alone could be seen in the Kardashian family. Because one of them is associated with anything, it can drive sales like no other. Number 7, digital products. Digital products are products that lack a physical form of substance, but are sold online. A website theme can be held in your hand, an ebook can't be smelled, and a computer program can't be tasted. A digital product can be turned into a physical product. People often purchase ebooks in PDF format on the internet, then print them on their computers. Although it started out as a digital product, it became physical. A digital entrepreneur's goal should therefore be to create a new product and convenience your existing customers, because to purchase them, only then can a true wealth be possible. Number 6, index fund. The index fund can be a means of investors of modest means to get into the stock market. However, as one gets better at investing, index funds become less attractive. Briefly, index funds are basically mutual funds, which are capital allocation is handled by whoever determines the index methodology, and not by a portfolio manager. By purchasing an index fund, investors are able to invest in a variety of stocks without needing to purchase each one separately. In contrast with actively managed funds, which pay a professional to select stocks, these funds usually charge low management fees, since all investments in the index are held. Therefore, individual investors are able to earn higher investment returns. Number 5, patents, trademarks. Patent allows you to protect your investment when you create something new. The patent certificate verifies that you are the inventor and details how your invention works. By providing this protection, you get the right to sue if any company attempts to use your invention without paying for it. Businesses highly value patents due to their immense power and value. You make huge amounts of money off a single patent, as all the best inventions are backed by patents. While a patent protects your invention, a trademark protects words, symbols, or phrases. Owning trademarks that are valuable to the market and being able to license them to others for commercial use will earn you good income in return. For instance, Beyonce trademarked her daughter's name before she was born to ensure no one would use it commercially. In the US, one of the 5 companies complained about intellectual property theft from a Chinese company. The reason for China's rapid growth have been partly due to this phenomenon. Number 4. Owning a business. The concept of business is an allocation of organizations or enterprises operating for commercial, industrial, or professional purposes. It is possible for a business to be for-profit or to be non-profit organization with a charitable mission or a social cause. You will make money while you are sleeping if your business is successful. You don't have to do anything as long as the product, the factory, the marketing, and the team will do it for you. By far, the most wealthy people in the world are the ones who start their own companies. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, all among the world's richest, started their own business. There are many Indian billionaires who have started their own business, such as Mukesh Ambani, Azim Premji, and Adani. However, starting a business doesn't mean you will earn a lot. Business is a risky endeavor, which means if it works, it's amazing, but if it doesn't, then much can be lost. With patience and consistency, you can achieve greater heights by owning your own business. Number 3, real estate. The use of real estate as an asset raising tool has been recommended by many. The main advantage of this asset is that you can rent it and become rich. With a rental property, you can receive income every month with little effort. You could also consider short-term rentals or high-yield ones as a way to execute it. After all, property values were appreciated. As the population continues to grow with the pandemic COVID-19, the demand for housing increases. Thus, it directly increases real estate prices, making it among the best investment a person can possibly make. Real estate assets firstly include residential properties, where you rent out space to tenants. There are also commercial buildings, where businesses use your space to sell stuff and pay you rent. You have to keep in mind, however, the house you live in is not an asset, it's a liability. You pay money to live there, but don't save money. Number 2, bonds. Bonds are issued by businesses or by governments in need of financing. Bonds are commonly used by governments and corporations to borrow money. Infrastructure projects including roads, schools, dams, and dams need to be funded by the government. A sudden war expense may also require the raising of funds. In this case, investors buy bonds and businesses or government agencies pay them monthly dividends. It can finally be your low-risk investment option if you're looking for one. Number 1, stocks. You can own a percentage of a publicly traded company with stock, which is not as complicated as it seems. Consider this example. If a company issues 10 million shares and you own 1 million shares, you're 10% owner of that company. Due to this remarkable advance in financial instruments, anyone can invest in some of the most lucrative companies of our day with very low entry barriers. Common and profound stocks are the 2 main types of stocks. An owner of a common stock usually has the right to vote in shareholders' meetings and to receive a dividend payments for the corporation. Unlike common stockholders, preferred stockholders do not usually have the voting rights, but they are entitled to a greater share of profits and assets. While we have these opportunities, we should probably go with it and keep in mind that these assets will make you rich someday. We'll see you next time.